enter at this, we are also getting this.
Later this year, Trailblazers will get another brand new limited 5-star character totally for free. Totally for free.
Wow, awesome.
Yep, there it is. All right, see you guys at the end of the video. Bye-bye. Okay, so everything that y'all missed in the HSR recap, right? So first things first, we are going to be getting because this is basically one of, if not the biggest patch that we have ever seen in HSR history. Actually, not even one of this is the biggest patch ever. We have the continuation of the MSQ 3.4 featuring Phainon going back to his hometown in Idea Elysiae, as well as his absolutely insane animation where he becomes a literal god and transcends humanity. And then we also have the Holy Grail World, right? So this is going to be the Holy Grail World, the Bucks, Saber, looking very, very nice, you know, Archer and everything. So in terms of main story quests, events, side quests, collaborations, it is, oh my god, bro, I just, look at it. Oh my god, dude, it's like, nah, I win. That is the smirk of someone with absolute confidence. Absolute confidence. She will just absolutely kill everything, right? She is her, right? So in terms of content, there is gonna be a lot packed out right here, but we are just gonna jump into a little bit more of a detail. So outside of the main story quest for the sun is set to die, we see the evolution of Phainon into God mode as his entire clan, friends, family, everyone, the Dromas, everyone is gone. So this is essentially Phainon's crash out arc, and we'll see how this is gonna be going to take place, especially on the fight against Flame Weaver. Also, can we just say this Droma ate his entire chat throughout the course of the live stream? So just a quick little fun fact, right? Okay, in any case, in terms of a little bit of a UI change, right? A little bit of a UI change over here, all right? We have this skip button introduced to the stream, right? We have already known this from the developer radio previously, right? Heard us, screw them and everything. You know, we are going to be getting a skip button, right? On top of the little different the menu here, in which you're going to be seeing so the menu UI interface where you're going to see all of the different core flames and everything else, right? So that is with regards to that, right? The kit for Phainon, they have already teased a little bit early, as said it's going to be coming out by next Wednesday, so stay tuned to a little bit more of a detailed look. Yeah, he's basically acting sort of like a hyper carry. You want to get him to 12 stacks as soon as possible. And then he is, I believe, the first ever HSR unit to have 3 different abilities, right? So we have a basic over here. Then this is like the little counter stance where after he do the counters, also, holy shit, 5.5k attack. What is this dog shit crit rate? He's gonna deal 0 damage. All right, so respectfully, let's turn down the crit damage, and then okay, this is absolutely unacceptable, right? So it is what it is. Yeah, we definitely a lot more crit damage, but yeah, we have 3 different abilities, right? This is gonna be the normal basic where he literally cuts open the dimension. Boom. Absolutely insane. This is from the basic, by the way. For a little bit of reference, Aggron's I Weep for the Departed, that was with her ultimate. Bro's the basic attack cuts open the goddamn dimension. Absolute cinema, whoa, what the hell? Okay, and there it is. And this is the counter mode in which he is gonna make all enemies immediately take action. And then when he gets hit, he gains this stacks, which increases the damage that he's gonna be dealing with his counter. Something tells me that by making use of this mechanic, which you basically 100% action value advance the enemies, is a little bit reminiscent of like Roule. You know, like how Roule had the 1v1? He challenges your team, one of them, to a duel. As if now you are Roule, right? This guy is basically Roule. He challenges the enemy to a duel, instantly giving them 100% action value advance, and then they are forced to hit him. And afterwards, he's gonna be dealing more damage based on the amount of time hitting. And then he just summons this giant ass sword. Not even the ultimate, by the way. That is not even the ultimate, and then you're absolutely dealing incredible damage. And then finally, yep, that is the counter stance, very, very nice. And then this ultimate animation, okay, they legit went all, right? Foundation Star Death Verdict. I don't think I've seen, okay, every single time I say I've never seen something like this, they keep making it better and better. He summons a goddamn planet. Imagine using this against like a mob, where you summon the goddamn planet. And apparently this thing can be used repeatedly as long as it's still in this phase, right? As long as you have these stacks, you can keep using those forms. And then this is the final out. So bro has basically 2 outs. So this is Fate Divine. At the very last of his action, he turns into like what, a collapsing star? And then it's like, bro, you literally get disconnected from the game. You literally get disconnected from the game because he crashed the goddamn system. Literally by breaking the fourth wall, he crashed the system, and then he just pretends nothing happens and then goes to normal. So in terms of animation, he is probably one of the most highly animated guy in the entirety of HSR. And then, yep, we do have access to 8 technique points, as well as one-shotting the entire enemy from a single technique. So I mean, I don't really think Akron mains mine that much, right? It has been 1 year, so it is what, let the man do the job now, right? Let bro do the job. You know, his entire home now got destroyed. You know, he wants to kill a couple of things, so it is what it is, right? Very, very nice. And so TLDR, we're gonna be taking a closer look in less than 5 days, where we're gonna be getting the early access. But from the looks of it, hyper carry DPS all in. So far, the teams that they have demonstrated was using the power of, I believe, Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday, Bronya, and Gallagher, right? So they really went all in for the hyper carry route. But we'll see if there are other alternatives, right? Maybe we can run a Mimi for the true damage. I'm not sure if Trippy is still going to work with bro. I hope that Trippy doesn't work with him because I'm sick and tired of Trippy working with everyone else. So, yep, that's pretty much it for Phainon, right? Okay, afterwards, we do have ourselves the additional information with regards to the rework. First, starting off with Steel Wolf, right? The most obvious change and the most impactful change in my opinion is going to be the ultimate getting an AoE defense now instead of a single target. And you can see over here, as much as you say, but what if, the official live stream, right? The official live stream has literally included Steel Wolf alongside with Akron plus Cypher plus Aventurine. So I'm not sure if this is them hinting that Jiao Chu is no longer going to be used or whatever is going to be the case. But this is going to be the team that they use. I personally think, I think I also mentioned previously in a couple of my other videos, I do think that the best in slot for Akron most likely would be this after Steel Wolf's rework, because at the end of the day, Jiao Chu does not provide defense down. And defense down, especially at a close to 100%, is the highest exponential scaling multiplier in the entire game, right? So now that you have a Steel Wolf, I'm not sure how much more defense down you're going to be obtaining, but if you're going to be combining this in tandem with Cypher, Synergy Icon, I can foresee at least 70% defense down, right? Very, very close to 100 already. So I would say that this team does look very, very pivotal, right? So that is going to be that. We'll take a look into the other buffs, okay, in the future. But for Kafka, essentially they improved her follow-up attack frequency. And also, you can proc the follow-up attack now, even after a skill instead of a basic. So the main gist of her kit is essentially, okay, see over here, right? Just getting more of these follow-ups, and they can cause all DOT debuffs to immediately take damage equals to 80% of the original. So her pop frequency, right? The trigger frequency is gonna be a lot more compared to last time. The only question is just, are we still gonna be running her on a damage dealing set, or are we gonna be running her off more like a supportive, you know, like the wheelchair survival build, where you run 4-piece ego and 2-piece energy regeneration and give her an ER rope. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure if her personal damage multipliers eventually went up, but from what I've seen over here, it's just a lot more frequent triggers, which means that your units like Black Swan, so Black Swan will be the bomb. I'm not sure if Heisa Lense is gonna be replacing Black Swan or if it's gonna be replacing Ranmei, because technically if you want to combine 3 dudes in the same team, I don't think that's gonna be too far out of the case. Huan most likely will still be an excellent sustain for these, because I think all of them do require energy for a high ultimate time, right? So for that, we'll take a look into the early access as well, but that's pretty much gonna be it. And then Mr. Blado, additional energy regeneration from a follow-up attack. So previously this was 5 out of 5. Now you regenerate even more energy from your follow-up. So whoa, you can see the ultimate line up a little bit more over there. And I am the bone of the blade, and the blade of my bone, right? Flies down in the ultimate. And the brand new team right now, apparently, they have actually took away Sunday, Bronya, and Sparkle and fit in with the original wheelchair plus RMC. So this might be potentially Blade's additional benefits. I do wonder, because the actual changes of itself to the kit is not that big, at least as compared to Jingliu, right? Because Jingliu has a much more fundamental shift in which she is no longer going to be an attack scaling DPS. She is going to be HP scaling. She's going to be HP scaling now. Alright, so now with the HP scaling DPS thing, we're going to be running Sunday, Trippy, as well as Hyacinth. And these two, I don't think we need any introduction. Also, additionally getting 1 more stack of Sister G, which means that she has 1 more turn on ultimate. And I'm assuming that with this, plus Sunday giving her ultimate energy, as well as, I'm not sure if Huan is going to be better than Hyacinth here, I can foresee Jingliu having close to 100% ultimate uptime. So Silver Wolf is going to be getting single to AoE, reduce all enemy defense, skill increase the base chance, prioritize adding weakness by the first character, and further reduce all type rest. So you're gonna be basically guaranteed your skill, your weakness implant based on your DPS, which is fantastic. Another trace immediately regenerates 20 energy at start of battle. So this directly fixes one of Silverwolf's issue, which is she can't get a turn 1 ultimate. Right, because previously Pela could, she could not. Now that we have this, we are essentially guaranteed turn 1 ultimate. So Silverwolf regenerates 5 energy at the start of her turn, which is going to be the same trace alongside with your Rame as well as Teaming, right? So I'm guessing with the ultimate regeneration changes, she's going to be having a lot more ultimate uptime, turn 1 ultimate with AoE and first target priority based on DPS, such as, for example, Aircraft. And then we have seen this is going to be the talent changes, generate energy, side note, Eidolon 2 and Eidolon 4. Now, I saw the Eidolon 2 from Silverwolf, where I'm not sure if we can kind of go back there and see. Okay, so this is our brand new E2. This is Silverwolf's brand new E2. When any enemy target enters the battle, increase damage taken by 20%. That's 20% vulnerability. When any target enters the battle. When an enemy target receives an attack from allied targets, 100% base chance to implant a bug. I think this E2 Silverwolf would strictly power creep Xiaoqiu's impact in an Aircon team. And it honestly would not even be close. But to be fair, it is a E2 Silverwolf. I'm not sure how E0 to E0 the comparison is going to be like. I'll find out in the early access server. But this E2, compared to this absolute dog shit waste of an E2, is crazy. And I really hope that we're going to be seeing more of these adjustments for previous older units. Because a lot of the older units, especially version 1, their Eidolons, they are really not that good. Like, for example, look at Rame's E2. Bro, no one can make use of the goddamn attack buff, right? So, seeing how they're gonna be able to change the items is honestly really nice. But that is an absolutely ridiculous E2. But yeah, anyways, back to the actual unit itself. So that is gonna be Silverwolf Blado, right? Ability is now called based on Blade's max HP, increasing blah 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 blah. Healing towards the okay, very good. So a little bit more uptime for the healing, more taunt value, talent trigger by follow-up attack. Additionally, okay, this is a little bit honestly, it's very hard to see. Yeah, okay. Additionally, regenerates 15 energy. And Hellscape increases your taunt value, right? So basically a little bit more booms over there. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, and there it is, right? Kafka, blah, 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 blah. All right, instance to now triggering on all attack types. And then this is gonna be any ally, any teammates attack and triggers cover follow-up, immediate blah, blah, blah. So even more follow-up frequencies. No need to unlock tracers to settle all DOT debuffs. Can increase ally attack. Original trace when EHR of all allied targets is greater or equal to 75%, increase the target's attack by 100%. I feel like this trace, it means that if I still want to run Babin, I'm gonna have to hit 75% EHR. Which, I mean, on paper it sounds good because 100% attack buff is gonna make Babin's ultimate feel a lot more impactful, right? Because her ultimate skills attack. But on the other flip side, Babin don't really care about EHR, which is sort of signaling to me she probably wants to eventually pivot into triple DOT, right? Because only DOT units really care about the EHR, or at least some kind of debuffer that also wants an attack buff. So I can foresee this trace making a triple DOT more synergistic potentially compared to Babin. Because Babin, building EHR on Babin is really just like a wasted stat, right? So I'll see how this is going to be going like moving forward. And then we have Eidolon 1 as well as Eidolon 2 adjustments, which unfortunately I don't think we saw in the actual live stream itself. So that's going to be there. All right, Jing Liu, right? So this is going to be pretty impactful, right? Basically change now to HP percentage instead of attack percentage. Increasing one step, blah, blah, blah. Increase crit damage up to 5 stacks. And Syzygy also gives you 1 additional refund, right? So you actually have 3 stacks instead of 2. And when obtaining Syzygy at max stacks, her next attack ignores 25% of the target's defense. Damn. Built-in 25% defense ignore, which means that I think at this point building 4-piece quantum is just gonna be strictly better now because you can scale defense down even higher, especially with the signature Lycon. Also updated her Eidolon 1, Eidolon 4 as well as Eidolon 5. Okay, right, so those are going to be the changes with regards to the upcoming units. You can take a look at this article yourself. All right, rerun banners, right? Oh, wait, before rerun banners, we have Girlfriend Firefly. Let's take a look at this quick little, okay, let's take a look at Girlfriend Firefly real quick, right? Let's do a Girlfriend Firefly, and there it is. And there it is, right? The first purchasable premium skin
With her school
girlfriend Firefly, right? Yep, you have to buy this with Ulrich short. I'm not sure what is the price, but y'all now getting this for free. But like I mentioned, as long as you have a love for your girlfriend, right? Y'all have a lot of Firefly girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever. You would buy this skin for Firefly, right? So it is what it is. My biggest gripe is just Sam absolutely has almost no change. I think the only change is that she got a little crest over here. If the Sam actually had a schoolgirl outfit, 100% worth. 100% worth. That's just gonna be me personally, but that's gonna be that. Alright, back to the actual banners. We have a brand new 4-star Litecoin. Stories next page is gonna be a remembrance. I'm guessing this Litecoin is probably going to be the alternative compared to a lot of units, a lot of players that did not pull for Cassidy's signature Litecoin, right? Because a very similar thing happened with Akron, in which they released Akron's as one. The next best alternative was Good and Stick Well, and after a while they released Boundless Choreo, which was like a lot more synergistic with Aircon. So I'm guessing this is probably like what is gonna be the case, right? A lot of different Litecoins in Remembrance not really that good with Casris. So now this is gonna be the replacement, right? And yes, we do have a triple support rerun of Trippy, Sunday, and Sparkle on Team Win March 7 and Yukong banner with a brand new 4-star Litecoin, Planetary Rendezvous as well as this thing about, right? I'm gonna be so for real. Trippy is honestly the only one that people should be considering, right? I don't think we're gonna be talking about this a little bit more in the before we pull section, but Trippy out of these three has the highest value of all time right now, right? So Sparkle, the only differential is that Sparkle, we have seen a little bit of a teaser towards the end where Archer is probably gonna be extremely skill point hungry. Right, he's more likely gonna be extremely skill point hungry, and no one in the game right now technically could match Sparkle's skill point generation to that extent. But Sunday might be a close substitute, except that if you want to run Sunday with Archer, I don't think you can sustain a 135, 134 build. Whereas for Sparkle, you can actually go for the 200 speed Sparkle and slow down Archer, because I don't think Archer is meant to take consecutive turns, right? Because you can see from Archer's kit later on, he can continuously stay in his turn as long as he has skill points. So it defeats the purpose of slapping on Sunday with Archer, because you want Archer's speed to be basically tied alongside with Sparkle speed, so that you can go all in speed on Sparkle, giving him a little bit more skill point economy. And then Sunday, I guessing he's mostly gonna be in place for Mr. Phainon, right, which I have seen from the team building as well. But out of all these, Trippy for now, tried, true, tested. Whether you're playing Caceres, whether you're playing My Day, whether you're playing Aglaya, whether you're playing Wheelchair, Tricycle, whatever comp, every single possible comp, if you can run Trippy, you can run Trippy, right? And if you had an E0 Trippy, E1 Trippy is probably one of, if not the best support islands to date. So out of all these three banners, I would say Trippy still has the highest in favor, especially if you're somebody that has none of these, right? If you have no support L, you're none of these three, and you're lacking someone, Trippy is the first pick, right? So that is going to be that. I'm just going to skip through to the next portion, and then this is going to be the next rerun, which is going to be Firefly, Tino, and Blade. I'm going to be so for real. I don't think anybody should be considering this whatsoever, right? Maybe Firefly mains could consider getting Firefly alongside the skin, because I mean, I feel like this is the only reason why they re-ran Firefly, right? Because they released the skin, so obviously you're going to have the Firefly banner to go with the skin, right? So that is pretty much it. The other two, it kind of just depends on their strength. From what I'm guessing is going to happen is that these two units, Tino and Blade, they are probably not meant to be like tier 0. It's more so to make them go from like tier 3 closer to like tier 1 or tier 0.5 at a bare minimum, right? So I won't really consider this. The only rerun out of the 6 banners is probably going to be Trippy. Other than that, you could consider Sunday or Sparkle if you have any additional pools, but I will honestly save it because why? We have seen news from later on in Fate that if you spend 200 pools during that specific banner, I'm not sure if it's going to be for all banners, but 200 pools guarantees you E0 S1 Archer, right? So I'm just going to jump into the next portion. All right, new 4-star Litecoins. Yippee! Brand new 4-star Litecoins. Very, very nice art, right? Flower remembers, Trail Beyond, Baby My Day, Baby Phainon, Baby. I mean, it's not really baby, right? It's like teen Phainon, and then we have Hia like crying because Ika fainted. I don't know what the hell she did with Ika, but this is a pretty crazy like. I think this is my favorite, right? Hia's like was my favorite, and then this is a Nexa weighing, and then this is gonna be and then this is gonna be Mama Trippy with Cypher, you know, the no, because that's Aglaya's fingers, right? And then finally it's gonna be casual here. So brand new 4-star Litecoins. I'm not sure if they're Battle Pass or if they are Memory of Chaos. I'm not sure. I think it might be Memory of Chaos, right? Because we had the Memory of Chaos rotation for Employers. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be. Oh, it's Battle Pass? It is Battle Pass. Oh, okay, then it is what it is then. Wham. All right, it is what it is. All right, then afterwards, boom, 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 boom. I think that's where they went ahead into the Origami Group Bird Clash. TLDR, best PvP event, HSR, Sales Lammers, who, right? So this is going to be very, very good. And we have like Qingque Bird, new relics, a brand new endgame. So that's very, very nice. You can fight Aventurine, you can fight all that. Good speed, right? Then we have 10 pools, as per usual. Double planar, double cavern, brand new essential materials, brand new planar. We have a sleeping Mimi, right? As chat has already told me, it's sleeping Mimi. It's not a dead Mimi, right? She's sleeping, as well as the Revelry by the Sea. Did they announce the effects or not yet? No? Yes? No? Okay, no? Okay, then it is what it is, so we're gonna skip through. So brand new SU, right? And this is gonna be a brand new IRL event, which is gonna be Holo Fest in 6 Southeast Asian countries. I'm guessing Singapore is gonna be one of them. I don't know if I'm gonna be going because it's wholly overworking, but yeah, very, very nice team, right? Then Anime Expo, some of the Americans in LA. There's gonna be a HLR booth, very nice. You're gonna meet Trash Taste and everything else, very, very nice. Boom, boom, boom. So this portion is gonna be all related to the upcoming Fate collaboration, which is gonna be happening around, I think, 11th of July, right? 11th of July, which is gonna be one day after my birthday, very, very nice. This is gonna be essentially the introduction towards Archer as well as Saber. So we have seen the 3 contestants, which is gonna be HMC, Babin, Aventurine, right? So that's gonna be 3 us from outside, and then for them they have we have Buddha as well, so that's gonna be 4, and then we have one more, which is gonna be okay, so that's over here. We have Saber, we have Archer, and then they said 3. They said 3, and we saw from the actual teaser somewhere over here that Mr. Lancer is gonna join us, and there it is, Lancer, right? So I'm guessing bro is going to be the third guy, right? Bro is gonna be the third guy. They didn't explicitly say it, but they did show this guy in the actual trailer over here, which is going to be Lancer. I am hoping that Gilgamesh will make a special appearance. I'm just hoping that they didn't spoil everything. The actual final boss is going to be Gilgamesh, because what I'm saying is we have 4 from our side, right? Boot Hill, Babin, Aventurine, HMC. They might match with 4 from their side as well. I'm just hoping that Gilgamesh is the last guy. But let's just move forward to the next one. Okay, so that's gonna be event banner. All right, okay, very good. Why is this lagging over here? Okay, so this is gonna be Saber's Kit. So TLDR for Saber's Kit, she looks like somebody that can make use of overcapping her energy to cast Excalibur, and Excalibur gives her this enhanced stack to buff her basic attack. So you can see the team building composition for Saber. It looks to be Huan Huan alongside with Sunday, and I'm guessing Teep is just Teep, right? Teep is just Teep with the action value advance from DDD, res down, damage vulnerability, as well as all the area of attack damage, very, very synergistic. So I'm guessing what's gonna happen is a lot of energy regeneration will be used. So instantly casting a skill, popping off this ultimate to let go of pretty much the most accurate representation of Excalibur in the anime. So he's gonna do the Saki Saki wind thing, and then wow, boom, very, very nice. And after casting the ultimate, she does have access to the enhanced basic attack. So this is gonna be the enhanced basic after casting the ultimate. So her whole range is just getting the ultimate as fast as possible, and then we just can't repeat everything from there. Right? So that's gonna be that for Archer. For Saber, boom, 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 and then Archer. Okay, this guy's kit honestly looks absolutely ridiculous because he can take infinite turns as long as he has skill points. That's what I'm guessing, right? And this is, okay, with all due respect to Saber, this ultimate, it's a little bit crazy. Alright, I've between those two, if I've never watched FGO, I think I might just go with Archer's ultimate. But it's just that I have watched the Fate Zero and UBW, right? The Excalibur holds a meaning, but in terms of like vision, right? The graphics, bro, this Unlimited Blade was actually looks absolutely fucking insane. So that's gonna be that. So his kit is basically skill point consumption, right? High skill point consumption, as you guys can see from the team of Sparkle, Cypher, as well as the Lurcha. And Lurcha, you know, as we know, is a very, very skill point positive, sustained with the rest of the team. And Cypher is also more or less gonna be skill point positive. You can just go for one Saki Saki and then go for the basic attack. Then everything else, you just keep funneling skill points into Archer, right? So every single boom is gonna be 2 skill points, right? So that's gonna be 5, and then it's gonna go again, it's gonna be 3, and it's gonna be 1. So this tells me that he needs a ridiculous amount of skill points to actually bring up to the maximum efficiency. And I'm guessing from the multiple enhanced basic attacks, you can instantly let go into the unlimited blade work, right? Into the unlimited blade works. So that should be Archer's rotation to get enough skill points, which directly translates into more energy for him, right? Because the more enhanced basic does, the more energy is generating. The only question is, because if you don't know now, Sparkle gives him the most amount of skill points, especially if you're not going to be running him on 133, 134, right? My only question is, what if in the future we also get synergistic characters that gives a lot of skill points? And the only one that comes to my mind right now is Farina, right? So to this, because we saw from the DU buff that she also gives skill points. Right, we have seen from DU buff she also gives skill points, and if she's gonna be somewhat of a hyper carry support as well, as we have seen from the DU, what if she also does the same thing for Archer as well? Which is why I'm like a little bit hesitant as to whether players should be committing Sparkle just for the sake of making Archer work, right? So that is my only concern. Other than that, I think there should be no question that Sparkle will definitely work with Archer. Now it's just a matter of if Farina will work with Archer as well, right? May or may not be the same extent of strength compared to Sparkle. I don't think she's gonna be worse, like a worse support, because you know at the end of the day she is gonna be a 3.5 harmony support. But at the end of the day, we have to see what the actual kit of Farina has to offer. But for now, that is pretty much gonna be it for Saber as well as Archer skin. Right? And yeah, we have a free Archer for everyone as long as you log in. And from what we have seen, the banner lasts for at least 3.6. At least 3.6, right? So Budo already asked, I think we have a verbatim. Can we get a verbatim real quick? Okay.
Does long term mean even after versions 3.4 or 3.6 wrap up, you can still pull Saber, Archer, and the limited 5-star Lycones?
Exactly.
After 3.6 version wrap up, and Albert says exactly. For now, the end date for the Fate banners, they haven't even decided an end date yet. So it's gonna be at the bare minimum at least the wrap up of 3.6. So we basically have two versions, 3.4, 3.5 at least, and even all the way through to 3.6, right? I'm guessing 3.4 if people want to pull a Phainon, right? If people want to pull for the husbando, right? The main story, the guy, the him. You still have two more patches after 3.4, that is 3.5 and 3.6, to still try to secure the Saber as well as Archer, right? So that is gonna be that. And okay, so this is the one. During any warp event from the 2nd of July to the 13th of August, right? From the 2nd of July to the 13th of August, right? So this is roughly 6 weeks, right? This is roughly 6 weeks. If you spend 200 pools from any warp event, you will get a free S1. Mathematically speaking, this basically translates to, if you were to spend on average like 100 pools, right? Because including the loss of 50/50s, 100 pools for E0 Archer, E0 Saber, on average 70-80 pools for the S1, that is almost 200 pools on average, right? On average, right? The actual number of average is gonna be differing, but if someone were to get a E0 S1 Saber, they would probably be extremely close to getting this 200 pools. The thing is, however, it's only for the 2nd of July. Okay, so your pools in 3.3 is not gonna count. Yep, it's not gonna count, right? It's only from the 2nd of July, which is going to be on the date of Phainon's banner. So if you were building PT, right? If you were building PT for Phainon, because we already know that the Fate banner is a different currency, is a different warp from the original warp, right? So we already know that. It's just that if you were building PT for specifically Phainon, but if you were to actually use those pools on the 2nd of July, you could have contributed towards these pools. So it's PT builders, not for Fate, right? You shouldn't be building PT for Fate because it literally does not carry over. But if you were building PT for Phainon and you wanted, let's just say for example, both Phainon as well as Saber as well as Archers as one, it would have been the better choice to pull on Phainon's banner itself instead of building PT, because then the pools would count towards the 200 special passes. I think the only potential good news is that if you already decided to go for E0 as one Saber, you're probably not too far off from 200 in the first place. Alright, because like I mentioned, on average it's 100 and then the Litecoin is going to be 70 or 80. So you're probably already going to be spending around 180 pools just for Saber alone. Which means that for the Phainon side of things, you probably just needed another 20 to 30 pools on average to coop up the 200 total, right? So at the end of the day, if you already built PT, it is what it is. If you haven't built pity and you want to build pity, but you also want E0 S1 Saber, E0 S1 Archer, and I don't know if you want the Phainon, do not build pity. Wait until this banner actually comes out and then start spending your pools over there. The main thing I'm a little bit scared of is that because this thing only lasts 6 weeks, right? Whereas the banner itself for Saber as well as I guess Archer, if you want Archer Islands, it lasts for all the way till beyond 3.6. So this event for the free S1 is only until the first 6 weeks, which means that if the pools that we are gonna be getting for the version 3.4, I'm hoping at least 100 for the free plays, right? At least 100 for the free plays. Then it would be a pretty good opportunity for at least most players that wanted Archers S1 to get a free Archer S1. If they gave more pools in 3.5, which, you know, me personally, I think it's a little bit hard because they really went a lot of effort to market Phainon all the way up. So I think 3.4 is going to be a much bigger patch compared to 3.5. I could be wrong. So that is pretty much the situation with regards to the Archer Lycon, right? Add this, we are also getting this.
Later this year, Trailblazers will get another brand new limited 5-star character totally for free.
Oh, awesome.
Yep, there it is. Okay, anyways, moving on, I think we are almost all the way towards the end because this has been a pretty long-ass summary, if I can say so myself. All right, okay, so this is gonna be pretty much the final event, the Holy Grail War event, which is gonna be, I guess, alongside with the other Fate, the Dream, Perfect Sweet Dreams event in Pentagony, where you can basically, it's not really PvP, but you get different buffs and you fight alongside another contestant. So you can see over here, HMC wins Argenti, Yanqing wins Acheron, Jingliu wins, what's the name? Yun Li and Kafka wins Caceres. You can sort of just play by yourself. I don't think it's PvP. It's basically just getting your different buffs, working alongside with the enemies as well as the thing you're gonna be getting. If you're getting dudes, you get even stronger buffs, and then you sort of just go up against the stage. So that's gonna be the final event with regards to Fate, blah 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 blah. And then there's also a baby mode, right? There's a baby mode in case this event is too difficult, so everybody can get the rewards dedicated for the Holy Grail War, right? So with that, we have actually come to the end of everything that y'all missed in the HSR 3.4 biggest update in 3.4 history. Let me know what you guys in the comments below. Word of the day is gonna be 200. Join Twitch, join Discord, join the join game. Use code BOYO 10%, use code BOYO 10% off. Holy over yapping, holy over working. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.